Okay, let's go, you guys. Okay, give me 1 second. All right, people of the internet. Okay, I don't know who's out here listening in. Maybe no one. Story of my life. Hmm? All right, I will. I feel like I will post something maybe, and so somebody will join in. Who knows? It's okay. It's life, right? Sometimes you get people to listen to you, sometimes you don't. But who cares? Who cares? Okay, 1 second, you guys. Mm.
We go. Most people, when it is their time, their family take care of the remains by putting it in the ground.
All right. Because I can't. Thank you for joining. Yes, I'm doing well. Thank you. How are you doing today? Been on I hate this for a couple of days. it's okay. Jimmy's still the same. No, it doesn't go anywhere. So it's that, okay, maybe tonight is the night, huh? I was actually wanted to come in earlier, but there's some thing that I have to do, lots of things. So I was like, okay, let me just come after. So not much to be said today, but I feel like, there's been a lot of stuff going on. Especially with the bond market. Did you see what's happening? Oh my goodness, people are freaking out, you know, except us, right? Except us, because we know what's going on. I feel like the bond market is like, it's a telltale sign that something is about to hit the fan. And people was saying that they found like the swap. And it's again the swap, right? That's what we're talking about here. But again, so the swap is like hidden somewhere, it's hard to find. And if you know how to find it, obviously only Roy and Kitty would know. Okay, good. Kai, what's up? What's up? All right, so of course, we're still seeing that dumping situation aftermarket. So just in case anyone doesn't know what that means, it means just like a little random spike at 69. Okay. So 69 is the number that Roy and Kitty usually say on his live stream as a joke. Obviously as a meme. So again, speculation whether it is him or not, but you've seen that quite often happens. Some nights it doesn't happen, but some night it does. Excuse me. So that's exciting to me. And of course it's cutting close to April 20th. Okay, April 20th, that's pretty good. I think Exodus Point capital manage will fall because of the what? Are those the funds that are shorting GameStop? That's all I care about, right? It's like, are they gonna be okay with GameStop going up? And of course, people are expecting this thing to happen again. Will it happen the same way, you guys? I don't know. Anything could happen. We have a different float. We have a different ball of animals here that is, in court, different participation, market participation. So people who are in fear perhaps is not going to touch this at all until it's too late for them. Typically, this is what happened, you guys. When there's boring stuff that is there's nothing's going on with the stock, right? And if you've been following it for quite some time, this is the trick where you buy when it's boring. You just keep on accumulating. Why buy when you're boring? When it's boring, it's beneficial. It's because it's low enough. Nobody pay attention to it. Of course, you're gonna get a cheaper price. When people are starting to pay attention to it, mark my word, it's going to be a lot higher than it is today. How high? I don't know. You do your own speculation. I'm not even gonna, give you the price target. But of course, the speculation is that Jimmy's gonna go to the moon. So here's the swap that I was talking about. Apparently, the CFTC refused to take action against the legacy swap, which is the toxic swap. That's what we expecting, right? Or at least speculating that it is a toxic GME bags, meaning the short position that is held by UBS. After they look at the Credit Swift. So again, this is being passed along to different types of banks out there. It used to be Credit Swift. Credit Swift went under. So it went under or just got bailed out or whatever, These days, they just like print money and then bail people out. And of course, it's the greatest thing to do when you have the power of money printing. But for the rest of us, just expect the price to spike, right? Groceries, whatever you need to survive, obviously it's gonna go up in price. But if you have GME, right, you're gonna be fine. You'll be okay. Yes. Hopefully you're gonna sell on time. Whatever price you think that it's gonna go to. Of course, I'm expecting the moon here. Obviously, whatever moon for you, that's for you to decide. So anyway, why am I like saying this way? Well, because again, look at the swap, look at what is happening right now. They don't even want to address the issue. It happened quite often. This type of things, this type of thing, it's going to come out after it's all said and done. Okay, the same thing with the financial crisis. You don't get to know the crisis until it's already happened. But by that time, it's too late for you, you know? And so why do I think Jimmy is at the center of this? I don't, but I have a feeling. I just go by feels, just like Ron Kitty, right? Shaking the egg ball. And then, take the prediction in that sense. So, and let's take that line too. It's like, yeah, sure. You want to know things from the eight ball. Live view of the. So people think that Archegos is finally is going to explode soon. And of course, April 20th is the end of the date for that. It's time for you to cover memes. Speculation again. Please don't make any trade based on that. But typically, again, when they give you dates, right, be wary of that. That account, Greg, whatever, it's active again and saying all sorts of things about April 20th being the date of reckoning. Of course, I'm expecting Rowan Kitty to do a YOLO update anytime during this time frame, obviously. Or Ryan Cohen's gonna announce Bitcoin announcement. Whatever it is to bring more and more people into the stock. Currently people are ignoring it. You guys, like I'm telling you. Look at this volume. I know we've seen quite a bit of volume lately, but now it's down to 6.2 million shares. See what I mean? And so when you see low volume like this, typically, nothing at all, right? But this is usually the best time to buy. Now, if you look at the earnings, though, we're pretty close, cutting close, right here, June 25th. We don't know for sure that this is the actual date, but it's cutting closer than the other months, okay? And June is our annual shareholder meeting or whatever. And typically, you get a brief statement from Brian Cohen. So perhaps, again, there's so many things that could happen during this time. Love it. Hopefully, the price is going to do something amazing before that. I want him to announce Bitcoin right away, like right now, like tomorrow. I feel like if he were to accumulate Bitcoin, right, for Gamestop, they should announce every day. That's why I was suggesting you should have announced, like, from April 1st. We buy $10 million worth of Bitcoin. We buy $100 million worth of Bitcoin. Of course, we have like $1.5 billion to buy into Bitcoin, but I digress. All right, so let's look at the price action real quick. Like I said, nothing much. But you guys, look at this. You see a lot of strength building there. But let me go and find this one right here. I used to look at this one a lot. There we go. All right. Yeah, so there's no buying signal yet. Not quite sure. It seems like it's the perfect time to buy. Goodness, goodness. All right. Moon. I used to have this one too. This is crazy, you guys. So look at this. This is a prediction, okay? A prediction of the for the last whatever. So look at this price point, you guys. Like, think about this. This is like a, based on the volume, based on everything, right? They predict the movement that it could go as high as 130. That'd be crazy by June. What? What? Can you imagine that? About weekly. Look at weekly, you guys. You guys, look at this. That's weekly, okay? So you tell me that this is not accurate. Come on, like, if the computers say that it's gonna happen, right? Again, this is just a trading model that people might want to look at that. Calculating the probability of what it might do. Okay. People have a lot of excitement on chart and all that stuff. I know we've known about the thumping for a while. What else? And of course, Larry Chain. I want to kind of take some look into his tweet. Now, typically, again, he tweets a lot about GameStop, but seemingly not relating to GameStop, right? I mean, the post is pretty vague when compared to like telling what the operation is, the history of the price action, something like that. Wait, what? Why am I say price action? I meant to say something else though, but I forgot. My brain doesn't work right now. Okay, what percentage of your historical? Am I saying that right? History search has now moved to ChatGPT. I don't know. I don't use ChatGPT, so let's do 0 for me. Okay, there you go. Mostly none. Okay, so I just want to acknowledge one of GameStop. So this time he does mention GameStop, right? Very important customer. Okay. He's been buying something at GameStop every Wednesday for years. Oh, cool. Right? Behind every great company are your most loyal customers. See? Okay, the cornerstone of GME company, okay, I'm talking about the company, is worry about the customer the most. If you could care for your customer, they will come back for you for life. Okay? So that's the cornerstone of what we're trying to achieve. Ryan Cohen has achieved it in Chewy. We know how care and effect, how effective those type of care could get you. I'm telling you, if you're loyal to someone somewhere, they're gonna keep coming back for you for more. And again, it's only a matter of time. But if not, hey, we can't please everyone, I guess. You've seen a lot of I want to say fake one, who knows? You've seen a lot of one of those where they just like criticize everything about GameStop. The card is not right, the pre-order is not right, all of that, right? I wonder how much of that is actually real though. But it's nice to see. It's nice to see that you have people that are loyal to the company and shop at the company. And yeah, again, that's merchandise, right? Okay. What else? So he also wrote about how, kind of related to Jimmy a little bit, how the CEO doesn't take any salary, doesn't take any stock option, that it's rare to find. You know, when you find somebody rare like that, some leadership rare like that, you don't want to ignore. You don't want to ignore stuff like that, because that's usually, I know it's kind of painful to go through sometimes because the price doesn't seem to do much. I get that. But if you have leadership that is going to lead you into something amazing in the future, long term thinking, you guys, come on. And to the point where, you know, you're buying his own share. I'm talking about Ryan Cohen over here, okay? Even any board of director as well. They use their own money to buy into the company itself rather than sucking the value out of the company by shares offering, share compensation due to work and all that stuff, right? To the executive. Usually executive gets the bonus. And that's what's the problem we have is in here. The S&P 500, every single company out there are struggling right now, in my opinion, due to a lot of, you know, stock compensation, stock options and all that stuff. And yes, insiders gonna sell. And typically, you know, when they get to buy it from the company, right, the shares is on a discount for them again. They might have like periods in which you have to lock it up to sell it or something like that. But you know, when you have stuff like that, you want to pay attention to it. Okay. I feel like I'm sleepy, you guys. I might not be here for a very longer time. Today, oh my goodness, like close to 9 o'clock already. My bedtime already. But anyway, so we've got lots of pins from Larry Chain that I feel like something is about to happen, you guys. You know, with the S&P 500 is back to the actually where it was a year ago. So that's concerning, right? Because again, last year was pretty explosive, but then now it's kind of driving down again. But I think this is just unwinding, you guys. Unwind. Coffee. You know, guess what? I do have some coffee right now, but I feel like I drink coffee way too much, that it doesn't have the same effect on me. So it actually made me feel sleepier. Okay. But thank you though for that suggestion. Anywho, okay, so let's stop with that one. I saw something. Okay, so we've talked about the swap. OBV, okay. Oh yeah, so option chain, right? That's what I was gonna go and look next. We don't know. I mean, oftentimes, again, we use Max Payne to predict what price is it likely to close at the end of the week, right? Because again, Max Payne is a chain in which you could see this, but look at this, 200,000, whatever, 60. But every week, you guys, there's tons of option activity here. And typically people are, look at this, like throwing their money away, right? This is why call option, like if you sell call, out of the money call, doesn't matter how high, but of course, like the higher, the better, right? So that's why I'm thinking like, okay, so let's look at the Max Payne and then determine. So 25. Max Payne has its way of going up and down, yes, but people usually use this to like determine what they're gonna do with their position, like selling, so selling call and all that stuff. And so this is like the metric that you would use to do that. Again, it's not a perfect, but with the way that the stock could be manipulated, the price point and all that stuff, it seemed that the most likely point to end up with is the equilibrium among the call and the buys. Okay. And so this deliver the maximum pain to retail investors who are buying call or selling, buying calls or buying puts. Okay. Option buyers. So this is why max pain exists, is to determine, okay, what is the maximum loss to retail? Okay. And so if you're smart, obviously you're going to take a look at the max pain and kind of determine, okay, what covered call should I write? Okay. If you want to write covered call, I don't. Okay. I do on a few contracts, but on my biggest bag, no way will I do that, because I want more exposure to the upside. Okay. But that doesn't mean that you can, do it. But if I were to do it, I would go like, very far. Like 30, for example. 30, 35. Of course, now it's a little bit cheaper, right? Because it's towards the end of the week already. Goodness, Wednesday already, you guys. Tomorrow is Thursday. So 2 more trading days left. So technically, of course, hopefully there's nothing explosive, right? So that's the idea. But as long as you have some shares exposure to that, you could write covered call, you guys, but I would go way above this. But I wonder, hold on. Let's see. Yeah, even like $40 or whatever. But again, right now, because it's like April 20th, might not want to do that, But anyway, just in case somebody wants to hear that. Alright, so let's talk. Okay, so with this one, look at this. Max pain is way below. Okay, and you see like hardly anybody place puts. It just means nobody bets that it's gonna go down any further. That's bullish. Okay, that's very, very good, because that means nobody wants to bet it down. They're like, no way, Jose, type thing, right? But again, it could be reverse too. Now with this one, it's June. Perhaps because it's close to earnings, people are more enthusiastic, optimistic about earnings. That's why you have tons of out of the money call. If it ever goes into the money, ooh, you guys, this is what it's called, gamma ram, right? Okay, so be ready for that. Be ready for that. I'm telling you, this is gonna be the best time. I don't know, like for some reason, I think May is the month, but it could be like June, or it could be July too. Who knows, right? It might be after earnings. When they announce Bitcoin, right? Everybody like, I gotta have some Gamestop. All right, so let's talk about that already. Wait, what am I looking at? I feel like I was gonna look at something else real quick. I wanted to see if we have any short for you. Yep. Okay. Not too bad, not too aggressive or anything like that. It used to be like way above 50. Now it's good, 40. Oh, give me 1 second. Okay, so I need to return that call. It's Roy and Kitty. But anyway, so I will see you when I see you. But just know that this week's gonna be crazy. Every week is gonna be crazy, but the week after April 20th gonna be crazy. Okay. Alright guys, I will let you go and be excited. Let's go. Bye.